All right, I want to welcome each and every one of you all here. My name is Bob Proud. I'm a member of the Board of Clermont County Commissioners. And on behalf of my fellow commissioners, Ed Humphrey and David Ubel, who unfortunately could not be with us today, I want to welcome you to this wonderful event. You know, when I think back about when, at that time, Ford decided to close this transmission plant, that we had made a vow that we were not going to allow this to become a rust bucket. And so what we did was working with Ford on who they wanted to work with on purchasing the building. And then they said, well, there's a firm called IRG that we've worked with before. And so we just started working with IRG and Stuart Lichter, which you'll hear from in a little bit. And today we stand here now with more than half, about 3/4 of the building completed and occupied, and just in a short time. There are communities that still have plants that are vacant, but here in Clermont County, we weren't going to allow that. You know, this building now is woven with a fabric that's comprised with many threads of partnership. And partnership not only with IRG, but Governor with the state of Ohio, and we thank you for the partnership there. Locally, again, with our Batavia Township trustees, Batavia local schools, and there's so many. Even our county engineer, which you see, redid the road out in front. And if it wasn't for these partnerships, we would not be here celebrating today. And so on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, again, I want to welcome each one of you all. Welcome, Huhtamaki. We are so glad to have you here. And we want to compliment you on your wisdom of coming here as well. And with that, I want to introduce to you the Executive Vice President of North America, Huhtamaki, Clay Dunn. Clay?
First time I've ever been called wise, so thank you, Commissioner Proud, and not only for the kind introduction, but for all the support you and your colleagues from Clermont County have provided in helping make this possible. I think today's a day to celebrate the outcome when business and government work together. I think it's a terrific story of renewal. We're excited to expand our presence in Ohio. And as you can see, we've already started construction on what will be Huhtamaki's third manufacturing facility in the state and our 17th plant in our North America network. No heat, but at least we have construction underway. So I'd like to share with you our plans, which do include heat, and tell you about what's going to happen here. But first I want to thank the people that have made this possible. Governor Kasich, I'll start with you, and that's because creating jobs, a job-friendly climate that encourages companies like Huhtamaki to invest in Ohio and bring people back to work starts at the top. And when you said in your inauguration that that was going to be your priority, you definitely set the direction. So we thank you for your assistance and more importantly, your leadership. So thank you very much for that. To John Miner and the entire team at JobsOhio, your assistance with the site selection and helping us gain all the benefits of doing business and building in Batavia Township was outstanding, and we thank you for your help as well, so appreciate that. So again, thank you, Mr. Proud and Andy Kupta and the other officials from Clermont County. We look forward to working with you and being a contributing member of your community. To the University of Cincinnati and our new neighbors on the East Campus, thank you for your willingness to work with us, and we look forward to being a good neighbor and a preferred workplace for your students for many years to come. So if you will also allow me to thank Stu Lichter for his patience in being able to finalize this project for us. We thank you and your team at the Industrial Realty Group as well. Thank you very much. So a few moments, I'd like to just tell you a little bit about Huhtamaki and what will soon take place here. Huhtamaki is a global leader in food packaging and tableware. We make and market ice cream containers, drink cups, French fry scoops, and as well as Chinette plates and cups, just to name a few of our products. Our customers like Wendy's, Kroger, United Dairy Farmers, and Grater's Ice Cream are familiar names to Ohio residents. And after the ceremony, I invite everybody to take a look at the products and the wide range of products that we make. Huhtamaki has been growing rapidly in North America over the past 18 months. During this time, we've acquired 3 companies and added 7 manufacturing facilities in the U.S., including Ample Industries, which is nearby here in Franklin, Ohio. Our 3,500 employees and 17 manufacturing facilities are dedicated to providing the basic products that provide efficient and safe delivery of the food products that feed our families and support our lifestyles. As I mentioned, this is our 3rd facility in Ohio, in New Vienna, which is also nearby. We make our Chinette cut crystal line of products, as well as other plastic cups, other packaging products, and the lids that will complement the cups that we'll make in this facility. We're excited about the opportunity to create new jobs and look forward to the new opportunities for the people in this community. We're proud of our company's good performance, which has enabled this major investment. We're also very proud of achieving impressive employee loyalty. Our employee satisfaction is similar to the high benchmark set by the companies on Fortune 500's benchmark of most admired companies and the best companies to work for. But we are most proud of our stellar safety record. We truly appreciate the importance of being a respected member of the community. When we begin production, which we expect to do late this year, we'll start by making paper drink cups. Future phases will incorporate the broader range of our product line. The work that will be done here is a key component in our growth strategy that is making Huhtamaki a central player in the food service industry. This facility will also become the new hub of our consolidated distribution network. We'll take full advantage of the excellent location and the infrastructure that's been built to serve the major food service markets in the Midwest, the East, and the Southeast. So I want to thank everyone for coming to help us celebrate this important milestone for our company and the community. And now it's my pleasure to turn the podium over to John Kasich, Governor John Kasich.
All right, Blake, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, again, I want to tell you I'm sorry I'm late. It was unavoidable, and I really appreciate you. Some of you don't get sick, okay, from being out. It's awfully cold today. I do want to take another second and just talk about Tom Niehaus, because he has been my partner for 2 years and has done a great job in terms of working with our initiatives to try to create this job-friendly environment. And Clay mentioned it. Of course, I also want to thank the commissioner here. Bob's been, he's a really good guy. I like him very, very much. He understands this whole thing of business and how to make things friendly. He's done terrific at that. And of course, all the credit goes to Clay, because Clay was involved, and we worked for a very, very long time, along with Stu, to make sure that this would fit together. And of course, the great president of the University of Cincinnati, we can still call him great because he's only been in a short time. We'll see how it goes. But this was a long, long process, to tell you the truth. I mean, you could see that you have to reconfigure the building. You got to figure lots of things out. Christy Tanner, who is here today, has been on this thing. How long, Christy? A year. And never gave up. And every time we'd have a meeting, I would say, what's happening with Huhtamaki? Because I love to say the word Huhtamaki. Christy, come over here and take a wave so they can see you. Christy is our JobsOhio contact, and I think without her staying on it, and she would come to me and say, okay, well, now they need this, and I'd say, okay, we do that. Then what about this? We would do that. And everybody was cooperative. Everybody worked together. And what we know in our great state, if you have good teamwork, you usually get pretty good results. And so now, what is it, 208 families, Clay, are going to be helped? I mean, that's just fantastic. You know, that's our whole purpose, you know, as far as I'm concerned in the government. Our number one, number two, and number three priority is create an environment for job growth. And by the way, that's exactly what our new budget's designed to do, to try to particularly reduce taxes, cut taxes for small business in half, lower the income tax so everybody doesn't have to hightail it to Florida. and continue to improve the state. We're up 122,000 jobs, #1 job creator in the Midwest and #6 in the country. So we are on a roll, but I have to tell you that if the state of Ohio decides to not take any more risks, to not move forward, to not be aggressive, to not be innovative, we'll get stuck again. And we are moving. We're moving in the right direction. And the beautiful thing here is, as Bob Proud mentioned to me, you know, you have inside of this facility, we've got a scrap business, which is interesting. We also, of course, have education going on in here. And with Huhtamaki, I mean, I was over here looking because my coffee cup is exactly what I had at home. Did you bring this cup with me from? No, but we use a lot of these things. And if you go and take a look at it, it's Chinette. It's, you know, it frankly, and a lot of times will make families, you know, make mom and dad's chores a lot easier. You know, you can serve on some nice Chinette. You don't have to worry about all the dishes. You know, in my family, I've got 2 13-year-old daughters, and they bring their buddies over, and it works out great to be able to use these kind of products. And this is a significant investment. I mean, this is a Finnish company, right? Finland, right? And now they're here in Ohio. And we're beginning to see that. More and more people around the world beginning to take a look at our state. I don't know how many of you know this, but I was just in Davos, Switzerland for a meeting with the World Economic Forum. And the thing you wouldn't believe is how many people knew about Ohio. But when you think about Washington and you think about, what is it, $16, $17 trillion in debt, and you take a look at Ohio, where we've gone from $8 billion in the hole to where we're now running a $2 billion surplus, people are starting to get it. Ohio is a place that's on the move, and if we keep pushing, we'll keep winning. I think next up is, who is next up? Is it John Miner? Now, John runs JobsOhio, so we could just tell you a little bit more about this. This is one of the most unique entities, if not the most unique economic development entity in the country. We decided early on that continuing to do economic development in the government really meant you were going to rely on a slow-moving bureaucracy. And we felt that from the beginning, you need to be able to respond to people like Clay. And you need to be able to respond to people like Clay in a quick, concise, and thorough manner. John is a financial services expert. John is a guy that can sit down with the CEOs of any financial institution in America and can talk to them peer to peer, can understand their issues, can respond to them both in a positive way and in a way that maybe we can't accommodate them. But at the end of the day, it's straight, it's clear, it's direct, and it's quick. And now we've got good news because JobsOhio was able to go out and do a successful bonding, being able to acquire money at a 4% rate so we can build this structure out. In Clermont County, it wasn't long ago that I was down here with a logistics company, this really exciting company where they do virtual logistics. It's just remarkable. That came about as a result of our ability to cooperate, understand, offer them proper incentives. We will give companies incentives, but they're skinny, as Denise will tell you. She's had to learn, we don't give away stuff. And the reason why we don't need to give it away is because we've got it going for us. Dr. Santaona, he's committed to trying to integrate the academics of our state into our business environment. I mean, we got to make sure that businesses and academics are connected in a real way. JobsOhio can use these assets to push us in many different directions. So we're really pleased with where we are, but we cannot stand still. Our taxes are too high. We have to constantly look at our regulations. We have to have good partnerships with the local governments, the local communities to make sure we can drive for success. The reason why I love to go to these announcements is because there's 208 families that are going to be better off for the fact that Huhtamaki decided to invest right here in Clermont County. John Miner, our CEO of JobsOhio.
Thank you, Governor, and we'll touch on JobsOhio in just a second, but first, Clay, congratulations, and this is a great announcement. Third facility here in the state. We're excited about it. As the governor mentioned, another 200 plus jobs and a significant amount of new capital being invested here in the state. This is also just a great example of a company that's already here in the state that's expanding and growing. And this is part of our strategy here, the retention and expansion of the companies that are already here in Ohio, and we recognize that importance. And so, again, welcome and congrats on that. It's also really good to see a project like this come together. As the governor mentioned, this has been a long time in the making, but it did have its share of complex issues. And as the governor mentioned, Christy Tanner, who led the efforts here, did a great job in bringing all the parties together, solving the problems and solving the issues that were out there. And then along with Denise Ferguson from Cincinnati, USA, the partnership there, I think we showed how that is working. And then, as the governor mentioned, with the University of Cincinnati. So Dr. Ono, thank you for your help in actually closing this deal. It was a great accomplishment. You know, this also was a competitive project. I think there were 2 other neighboring states that Clay and his team could have gone and looked at. We think you made the right choice, so a little biased. But we're also excited about developing the long-term relationship with you and your team as well. And that's really what we're about. At JobsOhio, we are looking at this not from a project-to-project basis, but from a relationship basis, and developing those relationships with companies like yours is very important. And so I know that there's going to be more opportunities for growth and expansion with your company, and we look forward to working with you on that. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Denise Ferguson, and I am here, as John mentioned, with the Cincinnati USA Partnership, part of the Cincinnati USA Regional Chamber. And our role in this is essentially to be the strong connection between all of our friends at JobsOhio and the state, and all of our local partners that are here with us today to really make these opportunities happen. Very exciting day, as everyone has mentioned, as we have been at this for a while. This was one of the early JobsOhio opportunities that came down to us here in Cincinnati. So very excited to be here and celebrating with you, Clay, and your team here today. As the governor mentioned, the best part of this is the jobs. Bringing this many jobs to Clermont County is a huge opportunity. We're very excited about that. Breathing some additional new life into this great mixed-use facility here in Clermont is fantastic. As has been mentioned, the key component of a great economic development project is partnership. And there has been incredible partnership throughout this. I think I was asking some of those same questions, Governor, down here always about where we were on Huhtamaki. And there was a lot of complexity. But I want to take a special opportunity to thank the governor for his interest and repeated continuance to bring this project forward, to the JobsOhio team, to IRG, to the University of Cincinnati and their flexibility in this exercise, but also, and likely most importantly, to some of our partners here locally, to Andy Kuchta here in the back, and all of the officials in Clermont County that I know really leaned in and worked hard to ensure that we were able to be here today. So very proud to be on a team that locally and across the state is working so well together to bring jobs. And to Huhtamaki, we're very excited to have you here and expanding your presence in Ohio. We're very excited for a number of reasons. This is a fantastic global company that we're pleased to have here in Clermont. It also fits in very nicely with, as a Cincinnati region and JobsOhio, some of the key clusters that we're promoting. You've heard a lot recently about the Brand Hub cluster in Cincinnati. And we have some amazing consumer product agencies and packaging now companies here that are really going to add to the credibility of our great expertise in consumer products and in manufacturing here in Cincinnati, USA. So we are so pleased to have Huhtamaki be a bigger part of that family now. So congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Santa Ono. I'm the 28th president of the University of Cincinnati. I remember about 2 years ago, I was here at the ribbon cutting ceremony of the opening of the UC East campus. And before that, this was really an empty place. And there was a tremendous amount of excitement. Many of you were there. We had our band there. We had our cheerleaders there. And there was a tremendous amount of excitement because the University of Cincinnati was coming back to this facility and breathing life back into this very important part of the state of Ohio. I'm equally enthusiastic. I'm sorry we didn't bring the band with us, but equally enthusiastic to welcome you, Clay and Huhtamaki, to this facility as our neighbors and as our partners. We spent some time earlier this morning talking about how we could partner together, and I really think that this shows how important it is for there to be an alignment between what happens in our schools, in our colleges and universities, the government, and companies in this great state of Ohio. We need to do a better job in higher education, aligning what we do with what we need to create new jobs in this region. And if you actually look at what exists in this facility, I think it really is a national model for that. Because you have in this facility a number of different colleges of the University of Cincinnati bringing together students from this region and even further away from this region that are learning skills that are essential to stimulate the economy. So I am really thrilled that you are our partner and you are our neighbor. I want to thank the governor. I want to thank the members of this county, JobsOhio, for really working together to make this dream come true. This really is something that we all have to be collectively proud of. It is something that's going to stimulate the economy of this region and of the state. And we're looking forward to welcoming 208 families as new Bearcat fans. So thank you so much.
Again, obviously a great day for Batavia, a great day for the area, and thank you, Clay, for everything you've done to help make this happen. This was a very, very hard transaction from day one, and there's a few people, when you do these speeches, you always leave out 1,000 people, but I really want to point out at the beginning, we acquired this facility. My partner, Chris Emergent, and I, who I'd also like to thank for all his help, we acquired this facility right after the worst recession we've had since the Depression. There was no financing available. And one thing that goes unrecognized is the local people here, the township people, the county people, and the state people went out of their way and put up their credit and helped us get the financing when there was no prospect for success. And I really want to thank all those people for believing in our ability to make this work, because I've done this all over the country, and the people here probably don't appreciate how unusual it is for people to go out of their way like that for a developer as opposed to for a company. And we wouldn't be here today if not for the political courage of folks like that. So that's the first thing I'd like to do. The second thing I'd like to do is to thank UC. UC sitting here, fat and happy, didn't need to cooperate in this, and this deal could not have happened the way Huhtamaki is laid out and the way the operation had to happen without UC going out of their way, reconfiguring their entire space, basically ripping up a lease they had and becoming part of a negotiation with no win for them except a community benefit and helping the state and helping make something happen. And everybody should be aware that that was there. I'd also like to thank Christy Tanner and the governor and the people in economic development, because the amount of effort they put into this and what Christy did and the other folks, and the governor himself personally was involved in this deal. Lots of times you say thank you and they really had nothing to do with it. He did have something to do with it. So I'd really like to thank them for all their work. And lastly, I'd really like to thank Huhtamaki and Clay. He's been a gentleman throughout this. There's a lot simpler deals than dividing a building like this with all the issues, the UC issues, the subdivision issues. It's a lot easier to go to a freestanding structure somewhere. And Clay stuck with a very, very difficult transaction, was a gentleman throughout. And we're all here today because of those and a lot of other people. In my own organization, Dean Miller and Debbie Harrell just went above and beyond, as well as a bunch of other people who will go unnamed since I hate acceptance speeches and thank you speeches. So again, with that, it's a great day for Batavia.
Thank the Academy too.
Yeah, yeah, I hate those things. So Clay, you're up.
Again, there's coffee and a chance to go around, and our hope is to be a great neighbor.